Hello everyone. Hi, my name is Lisa. Welcome to Crafting and Cruising. I'm here with my husband, my sidekick, my comment reader, my co-creator, Rodney.
We're out here somewhere. Where is he?
He's over here somewhere. There he is. So welcome in everyone to the Carrots and Cottontails event. There's my sister Kimberly. Hello Kimberly. Glad you're here. Hop on in here when you get on. Tell me where you're watching from. We are in Middle Tennessee, and I want to thank Kimmery and the Fab 4 group for inviting me to be in this event. I've been so excited to be in this event. So thank you for including me. We are being streamed into the Fab 4 Event Emporium, I think it's called, and also to Craft Around the Clock. So make sure, Kimberly said, hi MacGyver, make sure that you're following both of those groups, because if you're in the Fab 4 group or Craft Around the Clock, all you have to do at the end of each creative is just pull down, refresh your screen, and watch the next creator. So at the end of my live, Rodney, remind me, I'm going to be drawing a name to go into a drawing for a $25 gift card from Plaster Paint, who is sponsoring this event. They are in Oklahoma City. I have never used their paints, but I would like to. I've heard they're awesome. They have chalk paints. They have all different colors of wax. Hey, Kimmery. So, yeah, so I'll be drawing a name to go into a drawing. Hey, sweet Susie. That will be at the very last creative tonight. A drawing will be done for one name to win a $25 gift card. Now, here's the thing. You have to be present to win. Hey, Claudia. Hey, Teresa. Thank you for sprinkling me out. So, hey, Cheryl. So, you got to be watching. The last creative starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. Okay? Eastern Time or Central? I think Eastern. I'm not sure. Kimmery, correct me if I'm wrong. So, then also the Plaster Paint Company is giving everyone a 10% discount. I don't know how long that goes for. It's in the description of this event. And you have to go to the link. And no, you don't have to go to the link. You just have to go to Plaster Paint Company, and they will give you a 10% discount using the discount code FAB, F-A-B. Okay, so it's a great time if you've never used them, or even if you have used them and you love them, to get you a discount. So Central Time. Okay, so 8 p.m. Central Time tonight is the last creative, but we want you to watch all of them all day long, because there's been some darling creative crafts made already, and I know that's going to continue. So just make sure that you're commenting here, because at the end, toward the end, I'll be pulling down and choosing the name to go into the drawing for the $25 gift card. And then you can go to plasterpaint.com and use the code FAB and get a 10% discount. Okay, so thank you, Kimmery and the Fab 4 for including me in this. I'm in our motorhome. I'll tell you a little bit about where the name Crafting and Cruising came up. We came up with that in a little bit, but let's talk about the project first, okay? You will see here that I have a 15-inch circle, and that circle has been cut out of fur, which eventually is going to be a bunny's bottom, okay? Then I have a 5-inch circle that is going to be the bunny tail. And then I have 2 bunny feet made from this pattern that are stuffed. Those are going to be the feet. But I did some prep ahead of time. In fact, quite a bit, because I knew this project was going to take a while. So I got this bucket at Goodwill. It was just it was a Christmas bucket. It was kind of rust color, and it had a snowman on the front, okay? So let me tell you what I did already, but you will see that down here at the end, I have not decoupaged yet because I wanted to show y'all what I'm going to do. So this is a napkin that I've had for a while with Easter eggs on it, and I removed all of the plies from the napkin so that I would just be left with the top. I painted this bucket with 2 coats of Waverly chalk paint in the color ivory, top, outside, and bottom, okay? Then I had my husband mix up some of the extra Waverly chalk paint with some antique gold by Deco Art. And it kind of came up with this beige color. So we painted the whole thing beige on the outside. And you can see this bucket has some texture to it. That's okay. That doesn't bother me at all. It just adds to the personality. So then, using Deb's DIY Design Liquid Patina, which is, thank you, Tony, which is my favorite decoupage medium for rice papers and napkins, I decoupaged on here. Now, it had a few wrinkles in it. I could have gotten a piece of plastic and put over my hand and really pushed them out. But I decided I kind of want this to be old looking, so I don't want to push the wrinkles out. So I left them in. Then I did the Pent Art 2-step fine line crackle varnish. This is step 1, and then there's a step 2. Now you have to dry it completely in between. And some places it's hard to see the crackle, and other places it's easy. So let me hold it up close up here. Are you on comments, Rodney?
Yep.
Okay, I need you to get there, please.
All right.
So there's a bunch of crackle going on in that egg, if you can see it. Down here on this egg, down below, there's some crackle. So see, it's just enough to kind of give it, and on this egg above it, the turquoise one, just enough to give it kind of a, you know, vintage look. So what I did was I tore pieces out from my napkin, and then anything excess at the bottom, I just sanded off. All I had was an emery board, so I used the emery board. So we're going to go on and decoupage the last part of this so that we can get the crackle paint going. And then we're going to get our bunny all together and stick him out in here with his little bottom showing. And he's going to be so cute.
Can I say welcome to a few people?
Yeah.
Let's see. Patty's watching. Claudia Barrett's watching. Susie Zane. Hello, Susie. Let's see. Make All Things With Me. I don't know the name for that. Mavro Crafts and Stuff is watching. Blissful Crafts and Designs by Debbie Lee is watching. She says it's pretty. Tony McGee. Ruth DeBolt. Patty Millage is watching. Michelle Harrison. Tammy Reed. Debbie Hill. I know a Debbie Hill.
You know
Deborah Fowler. Deborah Griffith. Sina DeLeon. Lots of people. We got 71 people watching so far, Elise.
Y'all will notice that I'm just doing a little section at a time, okay? And if some of the green, it's got a little green border around it, which I was trying initially to keep that off. And then I thought, you know what? I don't think it really bothers me. I didn't want a whole lot of overlap where I'm joining these pieces together, because then it would be dark under there. So as I go, I'm just putting on a top coat of this liquid patina.
Cheryl Mishi says hello.
Hey, Cheryl. Okay, so let's just do a little bit at a time. Now, y'all know probably if you've been crafting for any length of time or watching crafters, you'll know this, that if you really have a hard time with wrinkles and you don't really like them, what you can do is take your Mod Podge or whatever your glue of choice is, and you can put it on the surface. Then you can dry it completely. Then go back, put a piece of parchment paper over the top of it, and use an iron with no steam, not too hot, and iron it. And that will reactivate the glue and iron out any wrinkles. So if you didn't know that, there's your little tip for today.
At least we've already got folks following us here that have not seen us before.
Thank you all so much. I appreciate that. I hope you'll do that with all the creatives if you're not following them. It really, really does help us and makes it all worthwhile to know that y'all are coming on and supporting us and enjoying what we're doing. And I know your time is valuable, and you lots of times could be doing other things on this Saturday. If it's as pretty where you are as it is where I am, you probably would love to be out in it. We are actually in Middle Tennessee, right outside Nashville, and I tore that a little too short right there, so all I have to do is piece it in. And so I was going to tell you how we got our name, Crafting and Cruising. So my husband is still working, and he travels a lot, and I'm very blessed to be able to travel with him most of the time. Well, sometimes, in fact, a lot of times we fly. We drive. If we have to fly, we will. So I keep a suitcase kind of packed with some craft supplies in there, just in case we go somewhere that I'm going to be in a hotel and I want to craft while I'm in there. But when we drive, I don't like to just sit. I love to see the pretty sights and all that, but I don't want to just sit there doing nothing. So I told him that I needed something that I could use in the car. No, I forgot where I was going to put, oh, right there. That I could use in the car to craft with. So I'm going to show you what he made me. We call him MacGyver. You probably saw Kimberly Wolds put that on there and said, "Hey, MacGyver." We call him MacGyver because there's just really not anything he can't do, including create. He will tell you he can't, but he can. So he made me this board out of a Home Depot box that I can put on my lap in the car like this. It sits up against the dash, and then you'll notice he has places for bottles of paint, places for paintbrushes, a sponge right here to absorb water that I can keep in here. I got a pair of scissors in here. I can take my portable heat tool. When I need it, I'll have it right there at my disposal. And I can just drive down the road and craft and craft and craft. And I love it. Will you take this, Robbie? So, then we got a motorhome. And we travel with a group. In fact, motorhome season is starting next week. So we go camping, and so in our motorhome, when we're not camping, we keep it parked right here. She said, "You should patent it, Rodney." Kimberly said, "Hey, sweet." Hold on. I'm gonna think of your name in a minute. Anyway, we got a motorhome, and so we keep it at our house when we're not camping. And I do have a small studio next door that's actually a tiny house right here on the same property, which is, where I was starting out crafting. Well, then when we got the motorhome, I didn't want to have to run up and down 2 or 3 different places taking supplies. So, Brandy, that's who I was trying to think of. And so I just pretty much do all of it in here. And I love it. I love it when we're camping. It gets really loud when it's raining. I love that. That's right. It's Kimberly's Airbnb when she's visiting. That's exactly right. Okay, y'all. So with the crackle varnish, there's 2 steps. You have to dry each step completely in between, ideally overnight, which I did last night when I was doing the test of it. But it has to dry completely and between steps. You cannot use the same brush for the 2 steps, even if you clean it, because it'll still be damp. So it needs to be a clean, dry, soft brush, and you just apply it over your, you can just do it on your surface. Now, if you're not using something like a napkin like I'm using, then what you'll probably want to do, if your top coat, like let's say for example, you're doing a frame, and the outside of your frame is going to be dark brown or black, then you want your underneath coat, your first coat of paint, to be something lighter, because the color that you use is what's going to show up in the crackle. Okay?
Folks are saying they love your shirt.
Thank you. So, anyway, what was I saying? Oh, that's the color that's going to show up. So you put step 1 on like I just did. Now, it looked white to you, I'm sure. And I kind of rubbed some paint off down, some paper off down there so I can replace that later. Then you use step 1. You dry it very, very well. Then, hey, you're watching Poolside Deborah Jed? Nice. Then you apply step 2. You let it dry very, very well. See, I messed up some up here too, so I'll have to go back and do some touch up. Then you can put your top coat on. So once you start putting your top coat on, you want to really get your brush full with paint, and you want to just try to make single stripes down, and you may kind of overlap the next stripe from the first stripe. You don't want to disturb though the crackle underneath, because if you put some paint on and then you go back and forth, you're going to be lifting the crackle. So you just kind of want to make straight, smooth strokes. You can go back and touch it up a little, but just not much. If you get some of it looking not like you want it, then you can either redo it or you can just sand it off and make it look even more vintage. So that's how the name Crafting and Cruising came about. I would actually love to do a cruise, a crafting cruise, but I don't. If I did it, I wouldn't want to do it where we were crafting all the time, because I know people would like to just sit out by the pool or just enjoy the cruise. So I may look into something like that one day, but so that's where the name came from. So during crafting season, some of these events or times that I'm on, you'll be able to see me while we're at a campground. You're getting those 70s vibe from my top. Yep, that's right.
Yeah, somebody said it reminded them of Laugh In or one of those shows.
Huh?
Somebody said it reminded them of Laugh In. Remember the
Laugh In, Rowan and Martin's Laugh In?
Yeah, I think that's what it was with all the Henry Gibson and
Henry Gibson.
Remember, he used to come out holding a flower and recite
poem.
poetry.
And then he would bow. So who's ready for spring? Throw me some hearts if you're ready for spring. If you're new to me, you probably don't know this, but I love winter, because I feel like I can keep adding clothes or blankets or whatever and get warmer and warmer, but there's just only so many clothes you can take off, you know what I mean? Okay, let me see if this is dry enough. It'll be a little bit tacky, but I think we can go on and put the second step on it. If I can find my second step right, I think I may have taken it back there and put it
Sandy
in the
Dominic
box.
sent you a bunch of hearts.
Thank you. In a box on the bed will be the little brown bottle, step 2.
Step 2 coming up.
All right, so while he's doing that, I'm going to start with our bunny bottom, gathering our bunny bottom. And all I'm going to use, you're a winter girl too, Sandy. All I'm going to use is, yeah, that's it. I have one open already though. I thought I had it, I got it out. Is it on that tray I handed you? I think it is. Yep, here it is. It's in here with the lap tray. Sorry, y'all. All right, thank you. All right, we'll do that in a minute. So, actually, let's do that right now so it can be drying. So here's step 2. It's clear. It's a lot thinner. Do it.
I thought you asked me to look for something else.
It's a lot thinner, so I'm just going to put this right over the top and we'll let it be drying. Like I said, I got to go back and touch up a couple of spots. Then on this paper right here, I could see the crackle when I got up, but you can tell that this, what is that? That's like a hair in there. Hold on, y'all. Somehow there's a hair stuck in here.
You decoupage your hair onto it for a little personal touch.
Well, it's dark brown, so I don't believe that would be my hair or yours. I'm not real sure what's happening. This is a first. All right, let me go around it, and I'm going to let Ronnie try to get that out while I start the other part. What was I saying?
Before so rudely.
Here you go.
You were talking about the crackle and how you did it, I think.
Oh yeah, I was going to talk about the wax. Okay, Ronnie, this is very wet right here, but you'll see the hair wrapped in there. Okay, so anyway, then once you see the crack, once it crackles and you can see it, what I do is I go back in with bare wax from Home Depot, and I just take like a stencil brush and rub it on there and then wipe it back. You can really use any dark wax. It doesn't have to be bare. And then I just, wipe it back. And that way it gets down in those cracks so that you can see the crackle. All right, so let's go through here. We're just going to do a little, I don't know what this stitch is called, running stitch. I think my mother used to call it a basting stitch. And we're going to go all around the perimeter. And as we go, it'll start gathering up. And then we're going to use, what are we going to use? Polyfill to stuff it with, so it'll look just like a cute little bunny bum. So it's a 15-inch circle, then a 5-inch circle for the tail. I went to Hobby Lobby the other day and got some fur. When I got in there, I thought, oh gosh, I hope I'm still going to be able to find fur since it's not, still winter in a lot of places. But they had several different kinds, so that was good. So I got me enough fur to make the little feet. And the feet, you just kind of draw out, whatever pattern you want to use, or just kind of wing it yourself. And then you cut 2 of each foot, and then you lay the right sides together, sew around almost to the end, not totally to the end, so that you'll have an opening that you can stuff some stuffing in there. So that's how you do the feet. And then come on here. And then the tail, you do just like I'm doing. You just go around it with like a basting stitch or a running stitch, and get it to almost the end, fill it up with polyfill, and then finish sewing it to kind of end it. So that's what we're going to do. And then we're going to fill our little container with shredded, that shredded stuff you can get at Dollar Tree in different colors, different paper that's just shredded in all different colors. Well, I got
like to put in an Easter basket.
Yeah, I got purple and red and pink, and then in case I don't have enough of that, I got out a some moss. This is not gathering quite as much as I wanted it to. Maybe my thread. Hey, Teresa. Hey, Mildred. Make all things with me. Hey, Teresa. We got lots of people on here. Lots of new folks to me. So if y'all aren't following Crafting and Cruising, we would absolutely love to have you. Also, I have a Facebook page a YouTube page by the same name. We would love for you to go follow that. For those of you all who haven't heard, there's been some changes going on at the Book of Faces. So we are having to make sure that we have our videos, our lives, backed up somewhere else because they will only stay on this platform for 30 days. So I would love it if you would give us a follow over there. And at the top of our page, I have a Telegram channel that I would love for you to join, because no matter what platform we're on, Telegram is always a good way for us to get in touch with people and let them know when we're going live, and we don't have to worry about this other thing getting in the way, you know what I'm saying? So, anywho, tell me if y'all have plans to travel any this spring or summer, and if so, where you're going. I would love to know. Hey, Texas Breeze Creations. I may not have cut my thread long enough. I didn't. Let's see. Hey, Pamela. Hey, Nanette. Hey, Mildred. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad y'all are here. Oops. This is a great day for a little bunny event, don't you think? Carrots and cottontails. So don't forget to be sure to join, follow the Fab 4 Emporium and Craft Around the Clock. And if you're commenting at the end of my live, I'm going to draw one name to go into a big drawing for a $25 gift card to Plaster Paint. And then there is a coupon code. If anybody would like to use it, we would like to encourage you to, because who doesn't like discounts? You can go over there and get a 10% discount, sorry y'all, by using the code FAB. Now, I think I will turn this over to my husband, my MacGyver, so I can continue. However, I'm going to be out of thread, Rodney.
I know how to take care of that. Did you bring thread?
I did. Okay, so he can continue with that. Now, we got this. Did you get that old hair out of there?
Oh, yeah. No problem. It took a little while.
Okay, it was right here. Let me go on and dry this part. Thank you for sprinkling. I appreciate that. There's Brandy with Lake Farm Primitives. Hopefully y'all are following her. She's one of the Fab 4. And she's darling. Very creative. She loves primitive. You can tell I love bling. I love turquoise. I'm very eclectic. I was, before the pandemic hit, I would tell you that I'm not going to be, I'm not a crafter. I was a watercolorist. Still love watercolor. Trying to make myself get back into it. But my teacher that I dearly loved moved to Atlanta. And I was not crazy about the teacher that took her place. So I quit taking lessons. And it was when I was taking lessons that I was really into it and loving it and learning and growing so much. Oh, I just loved it. So then when the pandemic hit, I thought, I was just on Facebook one day scrolling through, you know, when we were all on lockdown. And I thought, let me see what's going on. And I ran across, hey Candace, sister, as I'm sure most of y'all did, Barb from the Shabby Tree. And she was making some of the coolest creations from things you would have around your home because we couldn't get out and go shopping at the time. And I thought, that is such a great idea. And I'm not watercoloring right now, and I really need to be busy doing something with my hands. So I decided that I was going to try a craft that she did, which was actually flowers, big, huge flower patterns cut out of the Dollar Tree cookie sheets you can get that I guess are aluminum, and you just go on there with like a marker and you trace your leaves and your flower petals, and then you cut them out and you glue them together with whatever you want to put in the center, and then I had them hanging for years on the side of my art room there. I took them down when I was doing some cleaning on the art room recently because they were raunchy looking. But anyway, it was fun. So I thought, okay, if I'm not gonna do watercolor right now, then I might as well go on and get in all crafting scene. So I did, and just started following a lot of crafters and learning, and that's how I got started. I am trying, however, to really, now here's my brush right here that I'm going to just dab on here, including this handle. I did the other handle the same way, because if it's going to be vintage, it needs to all be kind of vintage and rustic. I'm dabbing this time. Before I was doing it in circles, but since I'm not positive that all this is totally dry, I don't want to pull any more paper back, so I'm just dabbing it on here. Okay, see, it's really, really dark right now. Not to worry. We'll take a paper towel. And we'll just wipe it back. So that it matches the rest. Love this Bear antique wax. I have some other color waxes in there, and I'd actually thought about trying to bring out like a pearlescent, but then I thought it won't show up as well. I could go back over it with the pearlescent now that I've got the brown under here and showing the crackle. And this side did a little, but not a whole lot. So let's put this away. Now, I will also tell you that I made carrots. Here's two of the ones I made, and I've got another one partially done, but I was going to show you how I did them, okay? So I just got some of this green fake grass. Now, I'll tell you, when you start working with the hot glue up here, be careful because this stuff will start melting, so you have to wrap it really well. But you can, bend them and kind of get them out of the way. Then I took newspaper and wadded it up and then just started doing it in the shape of a carrot. Okay? Once I got that done, I took this and wrapped around it, and ever so often I would just put a little more glue and then wrap it, and then a little more glue and wrap it no, I'm sorry. Before I did that, after I put the newspaper around it, I wrapped it in masking tape. Here you go. So I have the masking tape. This one I'm going to leave natural. So then you take and you start either end, glue it, wrap it real tight, put a little more glue, wrap it real tight, and then just bring it down. Then I took orange paint and painted them, and then today I went over them again with that Bear antique wax to make them look kind of dirty, like they just came out of the ground. So these are going to go in our bucket, and I was going to finish showing you making this one. So let me I've got my little finger protector here, because if you've never had a burn, hot melt glue burn, you don't want one. Trust me. All right, so let's put just a little dab of glue right here. It's not going to hurt the tape at all. It will bend those little leaves, like I said, but I just quickly tried to wrap them with the twine so that, you know, they wouldn't bend too much. So I just push it up with my finger, make sure that it's up, you know, real tight so that none of that tape will show through there. And if we get time, which we probably won't on the live, but after the live, I'm going to make a little sign or like a tag to go on one side of this that's going to say Happy Easter.
Y'all want to hear my Easter joke?
Yeah.
What goes hippity hop through the mud?
What goes hippity hop through the mud? Anybody want to guess? I know the answer, so I'll let y'all guess. Anybody know? Hippity hop through the mud? So clever. Thank you. If I had really thought about it, I would have tried to make the carrots a little bit fatter. These look almost like turnips or parsnips or whatever they are, because they're kind of thin. But you can always go back, you know, and just get some from Dollar Tree or Hobby Lobby, Michael's or whatever, and add to it.
Looks pretty good.
It needs to be pulled up a lot tighter.
Do you want it where it all meets in the middle?
Yeah, I just got to stuff it to tie it off. But yeah, it needs to meet in the middle.
Okay.
Okie doke. Rodney had that on his head like a hat.
Well, it makes a pretty nice
He's a jokester. But sometimes you have to be paying real close attention to get his jokes. I am very blessed to have a husband who not only supports me in this, but gets into it too and crafts. I recently hosted a Mardi Gras mask event in the Crafty Bunch and had some fabulous creatives on there making a Mardi Gras mask, and I had him on standby just in case somebody got sick at the last minute or whatever and couldn't participate. So unfortunately that did not happen, and so I said save it and you can go live on our page and do it. And so he did that I guess last week. Ronnie, why don't you go get it? It's in the other room in there.
Let me finish what I'm doing here.
Okay. Yeah, because that's more important. Okie doke. So almost to the bottom, and then I'll put just a teeny tiny bit of glue to end it. And I'll cut it off. And I may later go back with some wax and go over this one, but whoops, that one started unwinding. But not necessarily. So, I never did see if anybody put vacation plans or anything. Those look, well, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so here's the solid color ones. You can, you know, mix and match them. Actually, I probably have enough stuff left on here. Yeah, to just kind of go up and down this one too to make it look a little dirtier, like it just came out of the ground, because this little fat bunny's going to be sticking his little booty in there. Okay, so we've got our carrots made. Now, I have one foot already, well, both feet are sewed together. Here's his little foot with his little paws or toenails or whatever. It's certainly not perfect by any means. And then I took just a little blush and put some pink on there. While Rodney's doing that, let's get some of this. This is the paper I was talking about.
I mean, leave just a little place to stuff stuff.
Yes, I have to stuff the stuffing in. In fact, you can go on and stuff it for me if you want to. It's right
No,
here.
you got to show everybody what you're doing. That's small enough.
Yes, that's good.
You have to sew it up.
Then I'll tie it off. Okay, so I'm just
tie it down.
dumping all this in here and kind of mixing it up. And you could just use, you know, like moss if you wanted to make it look like it was real grass. So here's the multicolor. And I did get out some, what is it, sizzle? Is that what it's called? In case we wanted to add some of that even around the carrots. Let me put, I just got one more bag. So let's just go on, go big or go home, right? Yeah, this paper filling is good for a lot of projects. I used to never buy it, but it's good for a lot of projects. All right, so now we got this pretty full. Let's just kind of stir it like it's a cake batter. Okay, now we've got this bunny bottom done, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to stuff it. I'm going to stuff it while Rodney shows you his mask he made, okay? I'm just stuffing it with polyfoil.
Not just a mask only, so that won't fit over your glasses, will it?
No.
All right, I'll just hold it up here.
Now, tell them how you did it. They need to know what happened to poor me.
This is a plaster of Paris mask of Lisa's face. So I got her to sit in the recliner one evening, and I took gauze, gauze, plaster gauze.
Like you make casts
Like you make casts out of and get a broken arm. And so she sat there while I put the plaster on her, little strips of wet plaster on her face. I didn't put enough Vaseline and stuff on her face so it released well. So it kind of pulled a layer of skin off when...
Microdermabrasion, free.
Yep, free facial. And
Feeling like I was going to have no
it didn't
skin
look too
left
bad.
on my face.
She straightened a few days. She looked pretty normal. And so anyway, we did that. Then I added the top part by taking some more strips and laying them out on a table and curling them up over some dowel pins. I'm not sure it's going to pull a lot tighter because there's so many layers. You may have to sew it together.
I don't have time for that. We're supposed to
Or just leave it that way.
tie it. No, I don't want it like that.
Is that going to be down? Turned down? Like glued on or something?
Yeah, but I want it sewed off a little bit. I'm going to give him that. Before you do that, will you do this one and bring it up to a little tail?
What do you mean? Oh, the same way?
Same stitching. Okay, so while he's doing that, I don't think I have another needle here to do his little feet, so we can't put that on yet. So I stuffed it pretty full. I'm thinking if there's anything else I can do. We can go on and stick our carrots in here. I actually had some florals set out too in case we wanted to put some florals in here. Now, I do have, and I wanted to see what y'all thought, some of this, what's it called? Sizzle? Is that what it's called?
What the lady said in one of the last ones?
Excelsior. This is Excelsior. Okay, so I thought about taking some of this Excelsior and just putting it on the carrots and kind of wrapping them. I'm going to put a little glue on here and try it and see what y'all think. Wrapping it around, you know, just to give it some more interest and dimension, because I love texture, dimension, I love color. So I thought maybe just to wrap some of this around might make it just look even more vintagey. Let's see, let me put a little dab of glue and kind of glue these off and see what we think. See if y'all like it. If not, like I said, it'll come right back off. Whoop, 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 whoop. Lisa, don't burn, don't burn, don't burn. shouldn't let Sam near my face with him holding up my face. You're funny, Barbara. Okay, so do y'all like that little touch of Excelsior in there? Ooh, I see a bunch of hearts. So we can add Excelsior. Stick these little carrots in here. Let's get some more out of here.
I learned about crafting. I've learned a lot of new words.
Yeah, I learned a lot too
I
from
didn't know what Excelsior was.
being around crafters.
Or, not inferior. What is all the tiny little cards and stuff?
Ephemera.
Ephemera. Yeah, that was another one.
There was some word I told you one time that you said, what in the world is that?
Well, just yesterday there was one that we read about that means like people that play guitars on the street and ask for people put money in their case.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but there was something not long ago, a word I used, and you said, what in the world? And Rodney's usually the word guy. Like, he usually knows the words.
Has been known to write some things.
He has written a couple of books that are on Amazon. If anybody's interested, they're good for all ages, and they're action books. They're really good. Yellow Fever, Finding the Treasure Within, and Yellow Fever, The Caged Ruby by Rodney Seiler. Okay, so now we got this one, and then let's put a little more Excelsior on the next one. I had to turn the heat on when I came here this morning, y'all, because it was kind of chilly, but now, whew, it's warming up here in Middle Tennessee. I think next week it's supposed to be up like 78, which probably means that we are not through with cold fronts yet. We'll get more cold weather. This is what happens. The buttercups start coming up, which they have.
I think they're already blooming in the valley.
Things start blooming, and then we get a hard freeze. Kills everything. Okay. There's the third one. Okay. So let's kind of, we want them grouped. We don't want them separate, but.
How's the time? 47.
15 minutes. Okay, I'll do that while you work on
Needles,
that.
leave the needle hanging on it. We'll finish it off with that.
Okay, so now we got the little bunny tail. Maybe you don't need all this. Look at that little fluffy tail. Okay.
Finish that off.
Okay, so while he's doing that, I was going to show y'all. I had brought in here to show you, in case there was a lull, some things that I've done with watercolor. None of my big paintings or anything, but I did an online class not long ago where we were working with apples. So I sent everybody a pattern in their email to trace. Good, Texas Bree. She says she just found your books on Amazon.
Cool.
And his 93-year-old dad read them and loved them. They're probably the youngest age, I'd say, would be about 10. So this is what we did in that class. It's just a couple of examples of watercolors. You can see on the back I was figuring out which colors I want to use. And then I did a demo in another group of some bunny rabbits. I did this one, 45, feels like 35 in East Tennessee. Ooh, girl. I did that one. And I did this one. So these are just the kind of little things I like to play around and have fun with. And it looks hard. I know it's not, I promise you. Hey, Sharon. Takes a little, practice and getting used to how the paint's going to flow and all that. But these were just a lot of fun. So if anybody's ever interested in knowing anything about watercolor or the possibility of doing a class or something, just DM me on Craft and Cruisin', or you can always email me at craftandcruise@gmail.com. Did you put it? Look at his little tail now, y'all. That is too cute. Oh my word. Wait till you just see this little tail sticking out of here. Oh, love it. And then I'll make the, I think I want to do my, tag. I got some new tags the other day. So I think what I want to do is do my tag on here, and then I will go over it with the same bare wax to antique it so it won't be white. If you know anything about me, you know that I leave very few things solid white.
Except for bunnies.
Huh?
Except for bunnies.
Except for these bunnies. That's right. I am leaving the bunny solid white. But I'm just not a solid white person. So see if we put it somewhere right here or in the center or maybe off to one side to say Happy Easter. I think that'll be cute. I kind of want these on the angle. Oh, and the other thing I could use is Distress Oxide. I don't have my vintage photo up here. Well, maybe I do. Yes, I do. Okay. Vintage Photo is my favorite Distress Oxide. These are by Ranger. So I will definitely go around the edges with this. But then once I do the lettering, I'll either probably go over the top with this, or I will use the bare antique wax. Just so it'll be grunged. You can also, you know, coffee stain these. I just hadn't taken the time to do it. Oh my goodness, there's his little body. Okay, so now while you're sewing, you want to work on his other foot for me?
Other foot?
Yeah.
I thought the feet were, oh, you already did.
See, he's got his little
With dark thread?
toenails. Yeah. Here you go.
You better start putting this thing together. You're running out of time.
I'm going to. Do you have the other foot? Did I just give it to you?
No, you just held it up.
Okay, here it is. All right, so here we go. Here's his little body. He's a big old bunny rabbit. Okay, so he's going to be in here like so. I'm not sure I even have to at this point glue him down. His little tail is going up here, so let's take his little tail and glue it down about right here, because we got to save room down here for his feet to go. Okay, so don't forget now, I am going to draw one person's name in a few minutes to be entered into a $25 gift card drawing, but you have, thank you, Susie, you have to be present to win on the Fab 4 Event Emporium, or, hey, or Craft Around the Clock. You have to be present to win, in other words, if your name is drawn. And then you can go to Plaster Paint, and use the code FAB for a 10% discount. So everybody likes discounts, right? See, I just put a little bit of stuff around this, but I want it all, like, I probably could even just go over it with this Distress Oxide. Nah, I don't like that. That's, well, maybe I do. Thought I had gotten too much, but maybe I like it. Kind of grunged up too much in the middle, I think, where I need to write. So I can always flip it to the other side, right? Nothing to fret about. Okay, now let's put his foot on that we have here. Here's his one little foot. And see, I took pink blush with the blush brush. It really was pinker than I wanted it, but put it between his toes and the back of his foot. Okay. And if you don't know this, when you're cutting fur, cut it from the back side. Okay. Thank you for sprinkling Teddy. I know he's so fluffy, isn't he? Hey, Tina Marie. Cut it from the back side and you'll get a whole lot less fallout. He is cute. Put a little more right there. I need this little toe showing. There we go. Yeah, we probably could have pulled this 15-inch up a little bit better, but so it wouldn't be quite so fat, but that's okay.
Where's your scissors? Still got some.
Oh, I only put 2.
You got a 2-toed rabbit, is what you're telling me.
So.
Add 2 more to yours, I guess.
Okay, so now what I'm going to do is take my little blush brush. Get some of that off. And go between his little toes like this. Y'all see it turning a little pink. And then I'm going to put a little bit up here, kind of in a circular motion. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. All right, we have 4 minutes.
How's he looking?
Kimmery, thank you so much again, you and your Fab 4 group, for including me. I have loved this. I have been looking so forward to it, and I have loved it. Hey, Tammy Doll, Della Warren, Tina Marie. Okay, hold on. I'll turn them around and show you.
Fluffy,
Like I said,
flurry bunnies are the best.
We could always go back and add more carrots. Either make them or buy them from Dollar Tree, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, whatever. You could put some florals in here. But really, now that I think about it, I'm glad we didn't put florals in there because I think it's kind of cute this way. All right, look. Isn't that fun? He is down in there. He's trying to find him. Dig those carrots up. You can go back and fluff it. You can always trim the fluff up if you don't, like so much hair on him. But I think he's darling. We need to add some more toenails to that toe. And I got to fill in these little patches over here. But this has been so much fun. Is this foot showing? That little foot wants to not keep showing. So let me stick his little feet out there. There you go. Now you can see him. All right, y'all. So this was our carrots and cottontail event. I've been looking forward to the event and being with this group, but also just the whole idea. Once I got my idea in my head, I was like, oh, this is going to be so cute. I can't wait to do it. So thank you, Kimmery.
So for those that came in late, you've got a couple of minutes. What all did you use? You used a metal container?
This was a metal container from Goodwill that had a a snowman on him. And so I painted it with chalk paint and then mixed some chalk paint with the gold color. That's the gold you see underneath and on the bottom. Yes, I signed it on the bottom already. Filled it with that filler, the shredded paper filler, and then cut a 15-inch circle out of cardboard, traced around it on the fur, gathered it up, stuffed it, then cut a 5-inch circle out of the fur, basted it or ran the running stitch and stuffed it, and then cut 4 feet, 2 for each side, sewed them together, stuffed them, and then used a black, like a thicker thread like you would use in junk journals to give him little toes. Made the carrots.
At least you need to draw the name. Somebody just
gosh, let me draw a name. Okay, let me go. Way, oops, I just swiped away. Okay, way down. And now I'm going to go up. Tell me when to stop, Rodney.
Stop.
Jody Santana. Jody Santana. Okay, so I'll put your name in, Jody, as the winner of the, to go into the drawing. And hopefully you'll be able to watch tonight and be on there at 8 o'clock. Thank y'all so much. I love you. I hope you have a great day. Go out and bless someone and be blessed. Bye-bye.